So we are on to principles of economics. CDEL506. So now we are going to look at elements of macroeconomics. Elements of macroeconomics. And this is model 5. Now the model is divided into two study sections. We have the national income, consumption, and investment. That's the first unit, the study unit, first study unit. Then the second one of study session is the money and banking and the elements of public finance. I know people are aware that tomorrow is your CBA.
Yes.
Are you aware of that? All right. All right. Okay. So let's go. So when we talk about national income, national income, when we talk about national income, just like the way economists study the amount of goods and services single producers bring to the market, it's the same way they study the total amount of goods and services. The economy, when we are talking about national income, we're talking about the economy as a whole. So the same way they study the prices or the amount of goods and services that single producers bring to the market, where demand and supply comes into play. That's how they equally study the total amount of goods and services the economy produces. So, and the tool used for that is what we call national income accounting. National income accounting. So national income is just about the total monetary value. Now we're talking about money. Monetary value of goods and services produced within a given period of 1 year. It's mainly 1 year. It's always 1 year. It's measured in years. It's the total of factor income. There are factors now. Factors of production. Our labor, capital, land, and entrepreneurship. So it's the total of the factor income, what they achieve, the wages, the interest, the rate, the profit. Just all about that. That the a summary where economic activity of a country within a year. That year, a year is the most vital key point or key word there when you talk about national income. 1 year need a period of 1 year. So that's what national income is. Also, it equally helps us to understand how the economy, how healthy that economy is when we measure the monetary value of the factor input. We know it helps us to know the factor income, factor input. It helps us to know the monetary value. It helps us to know and understand how good the economy is. Is the economy doing as expected? Is the economy having a inflection? Is there inflection? What is really happening? What is the inflection rate? You know, so these are the things you get to know when we so and we have a component of national income. We have components that we use in measuring national income. When we talk about the components we use, we talk about the gross domestic product, talk about the value added, no, sorry, gross national product, that's the GMP. We talk about the NNI, net national income, and then we talk about per capita income. When we talk about gross domestic product, under gross domestic product, we are looking at this is the aggregate market value within the domestic in a year, the domestic territory. This one is basically dealing with the excuse me, basically dealing with the aggregate market value of all the goods produced domestically within the country or in a period of 1 year. It doesn't the goods and services produce the aggregate of it. That's what gross domestic product. When you even hear the name domestic product, it's talking about within. Okay, so and we have examples. We have all those locally manufactured goods like tables and whatever, anything, services, medical services, teaching, whatever you can call it, that has to involve exchange of money. So that's what domestic gross domestic product handles, and we have approaches to compute this GDP. We have three approaches when we are to use gross domestic product. The first approach is expenditure approach. Expenditure approach. Under this approach, we add the amount of money spent by buyers on final goods and services. Amount of goods and services spent by buyers on final goods and services. When we talk about final goods or services, we're talking about the goods in the hands of the final user. He's not looking at any other thing. It's the final good. He doesn't want to know the raw materials used. This approach, this expenditure approach, is basically looking at what the final consumer has gotten at the end of the production process. So when computing GDP, under expenditure approach, we only look at the final goods and services, the value, the worth, the cost. So, and in this case, the reason why we mainly concentrate on final goods is to avoid double counting, because when you want to go into the raw materials and all that, you find out that you'll be making double counting. So you won't have the accurate figure for the GDP at that particular year or on that particular service or product or goods. So in this one, we have income approach. Under income approach, we look at the sum of wages and profits. That's the only thing that we take into cognizance. We check the wages, what was attributed to the wages in producing this, and at the end of the day, what is the profit? By the time we put these two together, that's our GDP, that's our national income for that year. Mind you, it's 1 year. You won't calculate last year's own. You won't take any income of last year and add it to this year. No, it's done annually. At the expiration of this year, this one has gone. You won't bring it to the other year. So the third approach we have is a value-added approach. Under this value-added approach, when we talk about this approach, we are talking about the naira contributed to, or the amount contributed to a final good at each stage of production. At each stage of production, any value added to the final good at every stage of production. That's what we call value added. We have an example. I don't know if you have your materials with you or you've gone through the topic. We have an example here in our material. There's an example. When you go through it, it's very simple for you to understand these approaches. These approaches are very, very important. It's important to know them. Value added approach, just as the name sounds, we've gotten when a value is contributed, is added to a final good. When you go through that example, you will understand it more. It's simple, it's very easy to understand. So we go to the next one. We go to gross national product, GMT. Are we following? Hello, I hope you are together.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are.
All right, all right. So we go to gross national product. Or do you want us to elaborate on the examples? Do we discuss the examples, or I should leave it for you to go on it?
Well, we can go through them again on our own.
Okay, I think it's better because it's very simple to understand. So when we come to gross national product, gross national product is the market value of final goods and services produced in a year by the residents of the country within the domestic territory plus income from abroad. This one now, income from abroad has come in. It's not only domestic again. You know, the income from abroad is the difference here now. And second thing there is that it's talking about the residents of the residents, and specifically going back to 1 year, which we have said, and we have a formula for it. It's there. GMP is equals to GDP. You can see this domestic territory here, then plus net income from abroad. That's the formula. GDP plus net income from abroad. That's gross national product. So we go to net, the next one, net national income. Net national income is the sum of income taken from all sectors, including personal businesses and government. Take it from all, including personal income from business, including the government. It is equally gross national product less depreciation. And when we talk about depreciation, we're talking about the reduction in the value of an asset over a time. It will be due to a particular wear or tear. It will be due to using it for a long time. There is equally a method of reallocating costs of a tangible asset over its useful life. So when we talk about net national income, we're talking about the sum of income taken from all sectors. It's not talking about all sectors, including personal, business, and government. So just like GMP is GDP plus net income from abroad, NNI is GMP, you less depreciation. Depreciation is the provision you made as a result of, when you buy a plant, building, features and fittings, you make some provisions for them. Depreciation is called depreciation. So as a result of those things, so you left it from that GMP. That's what to give you net national income. Net national income. So GMP, the formula is GMP minus depreciation. We only have per capita income. Capital income is the total number, is the total national income of the people of a country in a particular year. The income, the sum total income of people in a place, in a country, in a particular year. It's what we call per capita income. Per capita income serves as an indicator. It's a standard of living indicator. That's what we use to check standard of living of a people, because it includes both children and non-working population. It helps us to know if the country standard of living is improved or not. At least when we know, at least on a neutral, or when I say just on a normal ground, that when there is increase in income, the standard of living of the people will improve. So that's just how it works. So we have limitations to this national income, this thing we have been talking about, this concept. We have limitations to it. We have limitations. There are some things we have. We have a second-hand goods and service and assets. Second-hand goods and assets, they are not counted. They are not counted when it comes to national income. GDP doesn't measure that, but it measures only current production. That is, those production that occur in a year. For instance, second-hand car, is second-hand. If you are to count it, let's assume we are making our national income, making our counting for national income this year, and then you bring in a second-hand car that was produced 5 years ago. It's double counting, because at the time it was produced, it was counted under new product. So when it's turned to second-hand, it won't be counted again, because when you do that, you find out that you'll be making double counting when it was manufactured. So second-hand goods and services is avoided when we come to national income measurement. So we have illegal activities. We talk about illegal activities. We're talking about probably these people that legalize prostitution. You know that prostitution is not a legal activity. You know, drugs, they are illegal businesses. So you don't count them. They are not supposed to come in. For us to have gain, capital gains. Capital gains arise when capital assets such as house, plant, machinery, utility, when they are sold and they are paid for. So you don't count them, but those houses and all those ones they have been calculated when they were new. So there are equally some certain non-market goods and services like when somebody is working for you, probably your sister is living with you and she works in your house, she clean the house, she do one or two things, cook and all that, wash and this. When you don't pay her, it's not counted. But when you hire somebody and that person comes in and you pay the person monthly, when national income accounting is to be taken care of, that particular one will come in because he or she is rendering a service that is being paid for. So we still have so many of them which you can go through and see them there. We have importance of national income, have importance of it, talk about the importance of the national policy, the economic planning. It helps in planning, helps the helps for economic planning. It's essential when you talk about national income. It gives us the data we need pertaining to the country's gross income, output, savings and consumption. Without it, you won't be able to make some economic plans on ground that will benefit the the country. So we have economic models as one of our important. We use it for short run and long run investment models. You know, people make investments just as they talked the other time about long run and short run. You know, we use it to checkmate, make our economic decisions. You know, equally used for distribution that there is inadequate distribution here, depending on the statistics at hand or on ground at that moment, they'll be able to know how to reallocate the resources so that the masses and the people there will equally benefit from it. If national income is not in place, there's no national income accounting measurement, they won't be able to know if the resources or income are evenly distributed. So it's when they take those statistics, they'll be able to find out how they evenly distribute the scarce resources we have. You know, economics is all about scarce resources, how to manage it. Okay, so we can equally see so many of them. They are there. So we go to injections and withdrawal. Injection. When we talk about injection, just like the name implies, expenditures from outside the country. You add expenditures from there. It increases circular flow of income. So we add the expenditures from outside, for instance, exports, government investment in public and myriads of goods like defense, living, education, and what have you. So when you add those things, it boosts the circular flow. So while withdrawal, Hello, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think the network was somehow down, but I think it's up again. So we are on closed economy. So just as I said, is an economy that has no trading activity with outside economies. That is an economy that doesn't trade with any other country. But in economies or in a real sense, it's difficult to find such a country. You know, because when you look at it as economy whereby entirely is self-sufficient, no import comes into the country and no export leaves the country. You know, all whatever, all their needs, all their whatever provisions are being made domestically with everything they need from within the country's borders. I don't think such a place exists now. So, but nevertheless, excuse me, it's difficult because there must be a comparative advantage in trade. So definitely countries must not be totally closed. But in this case, find out that in a closed economy, consumption plus investment is equals to national income because they don't go out, they don't do anything. It's just consumption within. So investing within. Investment is equals to national income. And consumption plus investment is equals to national income. So national income plus saving is equally equals to income. While open economy is just opposite of closed economy. This one is the one that deal with outside countries. You know, it's a type of economy where not only domestic actors but also goes out in order, deal with other countries, engage in trade and production services and all that with other country. So, so we go to consumption, just as you mentioned consumption now in determinants of closed economy. We go to consumption. When we talk about consumption, we'll assume that people do one of two things with their income, just like on a real, yeah, we do one or two things with our income. We either consume it or we save it. We're talking about consumption. Consumption includes spending on durable and non-durable goods and services. So that part of income that we didn't save is taken by consumption. And so consumption function shows the relationship between consumption and disposable income. Disposable income is that part of or portion of your income that you have control over after you have paid your tax. So after paying our tax, our disposable income is the one left with us. We could decide to save, we could decide to invest. When we talk about under investment consumption, we have what we call propensity to consume, marginal propensity to consume. So under this marginal propensity to consume, this is just the extra amount that people consume when they receive an extra income. So you have an extra income, additional to what you used to receive before. Definitely you make some provisions You may decide to increase your consumption. So that's what we call marginal propensity to consume. Just like when you come to savings as well, have marginal propensity to save the additional income. You could decide to save it or you consume it. We have investment. This investment it occurs when actual capital is created. It's important to the economy because its impact affects both long run and short run in economic growth. Investment is very important. It's an act of spending on capital goods. When you make investments, you are spending on capital goods that will yield income, and it boosts the standard of living of economy because when the economy the economy receives more income, the standard of living of the people there will improve. Investment is very important when you talk about an economy because without investment, you won't be able to achieve any country that doesn't invest, or even a person, an individual that doesn't invest, find out that things may not really work out fine because it impacts positively both in the short run and in the long run. You have the benefit of it. So we have factors affecting this investment. We have negative ones, we have positive ones. We talk about interest rates. So high interest rate borrowing. Discourages borrowing. When there is high interest rate, people find it difficult to borrow. And it's only when people borrow, you see they borrow to invest. So, but when the interest rate is high, find that who doesn't want to go into borrowing because they will pay more. You know, most times their benefit or their profit from the capital at hand will be so much that the profit will almost go off. So we have economic growth. Economic growth, growth in economy encourages investment. When there is improvement in an economy, it causes demand to rise, thereby causing investment to increase. When the economy is booming, people will be demanding for things. There will be demand, and it equally makes investors to invest more because when there is demand, so there are so many of them confidence, investment just as is based on confidence, you know, it's based on trust. Who doesn't People are afraid. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, so I don't think I should invest my money. So inflation is equally another factor. Inflation is another factor that discourages buying few goods. People doesn't like to put in their money. Government rules, government policies, the rules and regulations at that time is equally a challenge to investment. When it's not favorable, people doesn't go into it. So that's just as we said, saving when you don't consume, you save, and when you save, you go in for investment. Then investment will boom and boost the economy. So we go to the accelerator principles of Keynesian. marginal efficiency concept. This acceleration increase and increase it says that an increase or decrease in the demand for consumer goods when the demand for consumer goods when it increases, it will cause a greater increase or decrease. If it increase or decrease, it will cause equally a greater increase or decrease in the demand for the equipment required to make them. So when demand for a particular product is high, that's this marginal efficiency concept, the Narrator principles of Kemiza. When the demand for a particular consumer good increases, definitely what we use to, the equipment we use, the raw materials we use to get those goods will equally increase because people are asking for it. You know, it displays the expected rate of return on investment at a particular given time is compared to the rate of investment. It has to go with rate of investment because when you are making the production, you are investing. When you invest your money in that production, when you put in your money, you are looking out for the profit ahead, the benefit. So before making such decision on that investment, you need to know if the demand is high. If the demand is not high and such decision is being taken, at the end of the day, you find out that the investment will definitely have problems because the target, which is profit, won't be there. And at the end of the day, there will be loss. So this concept is stating that once there is increase in demand, definitely there will be increase in the equipment required to make the investment. So we go to importance of interest rate in determining the marginal efficiency of capital. Interest rate has a lot of room to be when we talk about investment. And marginal efficiency of capital, we're talking about it basically relying on investment. Investment. So for investment to take place, firm will either borrow or they reduce savings. If interest rates are lower, it will movement from 80 to 100. Interest rate really plays a vital role when we talk about investment. And alternative to investing is saving money in a bank. And that is the opportunity cost of investment. So when we don't have money, but when the interest rate is high, just as I say, when the interest rate is high, you find out that borrowing will be difficult and investment will suffer. It will be a very big challenge to investment. People will find it difficult to invest who would not like to go to borrow money. Nobody likes to pay. Hello, are we together? Are we together?
We are, ma. We are.
Okay. So I don't know if there's anything, any question or any contribution before we go on. Should we go on?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, ma.
All right.
Oh, why is Nigeria not taking the route of reducing interest rates so as to drive progress or investment?
Hey, our country, the problem we are having here is problem of corruption. So as it stands now, even if they want to calm down, you will see those people that are benefiting from the high interest rate there, is a sort of benefit to other people somewhere. So they will a sort of stand against it. Is corruption. That's the problem. Because when you go out there, when you go to other countries, you find out that they bring down their interest rates to encourage investment and knowing fully well that investment will boost the economy and the standard of living will improve. So, but here, they are not interested in the masses. Like say that because they don't have the 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 benefits of the masses at hand. So they are just, you know, interested in their own, having their own for their own selfish interest. That's just where they are relying on. So, and even if we are to have the government that will have the benefits of the masses at hand, they will look into bringing down the interest rate. Because even at this time, this COVID-19 season and all that, I overheard them, the SMEs and whatever, they were crying for but here, what we see here is quite different from what is happening in other places. So, I don't know. It's based on government. It's our government.
Okay, thank you, ma.
It's not an issue of it. Not that but who is going to take it up. That's where the problem is. Nobody they are not ready to take the advice. Not that they don't know if they do that, it will improve the economy. They know. But they wouldn't like to allow such to happen because they need those money. They want it to keep coming in. Because they know if they have to bring down the interest rate now, they will have some shortage somehow. So it's corruption that is causing the problem we are having in Nigeria. Not that they don't know the importance or what the significance of bringing it down. They know. Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma. Thank you, ma.
All right, it's government. So in the absence of I think we should go to the next one. We should go to money banking and elements of public finance. money. So when we talk about money, we talk about bank. And most people in the nobody will say except you didn't go out. In fact, even if you're at home, even if you are lying down, you can do it online. You know, it's done every day. We use it regularly in purchasing or selling of goods and services. You know. So let's just imagine a world without money, how it would look like. I don't know. It would look so dark, so horrible, and how Papa will now think about the other system will be the order of the day. You now carry your goods and start looking for somebody that can need. So it's not always easy. So money makes life easy. It makes life so easy for everybody. Money is and is any good that is widely accepted for the purpose of exchange and the repayment of debt. Any material, any good, any whatsoever that people accept to be their medium of exchange. You know, people allow it, they receive it as repayment of debt. That is money. And we have three major functions of money. Money serves as a medium of exchange. When we say money serves as a medium of exchange, say that money is a medium through which exchange occurs. You know, it gives us the purchasing power to acquire desired commodities at ease, unlike barter system. If not for money, you have a car and you will start looking for somebody that has a generator. You want to buy generator, and that person equally must be in need of a car. So money is us from such stress. So it helps us to have a purchasing power. You can go into the market, get whatever thing you want. You know, it makes exchange easier and less time consuming. So we talk about units of account. You know, values are easily expressed in a money economy. Can easily express when you go to bank, you can deposit so amount of money. You can't take car to the bank. I want to deposit this car. How will they monitor value? The values, how will it be, you know, measured? It's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult. So money helps us as a unit of account. Easily you can know that, you know, in money economy you will know that the price of a particular thing is this and you just buy it. If it's shoe, the price of this shoe is 5,000, you buy it. But if it's in a better economy, it's difficult. It's difficult to know the exact amount. Okay, if I'm to buy, if you are to give me this car, how many generator sets will I give you? How many giving you one generator set? You know, so it's difficult to make a unit of account. So the third one is store of value. It's convenient to store money. You know, it's very convenient to store as it can be used to buy any goods or product directly. It is a liquid asset and does not fluctuate in value. Its worth value remains stable. It's easy to store. You go to your bank, you store your money. Wherever you want, you store it. So these are the three major functions of money. Medium of exchange, you can easily exchange You buy whatever you want to buy, unit of account, you know the exact amount that you can pay for this. You're going to get a car, you know the car, this car is so so amount, this car is 20,000, this car is 500 naira, this shoe is this, then store of value. You can easily store it. It's a liquid that you store it, you use it at any time you want it. But in barter system, you can't do all these things. It won't be easy. So money economy most times is an easy economy. Because in the olden days when they practiced barter system, I knew it was not easy for them. They must have suffered a lot because you'll be having this and you want that and you won't be able to have you may go to the market 3 times, 3 days, 1 week without you receive getting what you want. But in money economy, you go to the market as easy as ABC, you get whatever thing you want. The question is, do you have your money? And that's just it. So you have characteristics of money. Money should be generally accepted. It's only when the society accepts that material as money, that's when it is called money. The society has to accept it as a means of exchange to provide, you know, it has to be accepted at every point in time. If it's not accepted, it is not money. It has to be possible, possibility. People have to carry it about easily, unlike the heavy load of butter. You carry goods and this and in fact, maybe today I will say I can't even carry this goods to the market again, despite the fact that I've not been able to get the generator I need. I'm not going anywhere again because it's not easy to move about. But possibility of money makes it easy. Money has to be easy to move. We can move with thousands of naira, thousands of dollars. Nobody will know. Mm. And it only has to be relatively scarce. It has to be few in circulation in order not to lose its value, in order not to have inflection, so that it will maintain its value. It has to be scarce. Money has to be the same. It has to be homogeneous. Each unit has to be the same in size, in color, in quality, and should be nationwide the same. You won't go to Maiduguri now, 100 naira will be different. It's the same. So that makes it money. Money, homogeneity of money is very important. When money doesn't look alike, that means it's not money. More especially in a country as we are in Nigeria now, we need to have the same color, the same size, the same quality nationwide. So anywhere you go, you make your purchases, you make your transactions and all that. All right. So durability, money equally needs to be durable. It must be able to last long. It shouldn't be perishable. In barter systems, we have perishable goods there. It should stand the test of time. In barter system, it doesn't stand test of time. It perishes. Some people may have vegetables. Maybe I'll have ugu vegetable today, and I want to sell it and get probably red oil. I'll now be looking for somebody that probably for me to get red oil, it will take me 3 days. And then the vegetable definitely it will perish. So money comes in to salvage that. The money doesn't perish. You hold it, you use it at any time you need to use it. So we have value of money. Value of money. The value of money is what it can buy in the market. That which money can buy in a market is the value. That's the worth of it. It's the quantity of money that is being exchanged for real goods. And price is an indicator of the value of money. Price is an indicator. When you go to the market, you don't just go and you give them any amount and carry laptop. When you get there, there's a price tag to it. That price attached to it is the worth, is the value of that product. So we have factors that affect the value of money, that affect what money can buy in the market. These factors affect the quantity of money that is being exchanged, for real goods. Just like we said, price. Price is a very serious matter when we talk about value of money, because nothing goes for anything. There is a specific price you have to pay for it. So price level is one of the factors. This factor, it affects the value of money, both positively and negatively. This price we are talking about. Because when the price level goes up, the value of money or what money can buy declines, it comes down. When the price falls, the value of money increases. You find out that when price comes down, you buy so many things, your money will be so rich, you know. And when the price goes up, just as we said, inflection, you find out that your too much money will be chasing very few goods. It will be chasing very few goods. So another factor is the quantity of money. This is another factor that affects value of money. Usually when money is needed to obtain goods and services, then when the quantity of money in an economy increases without a corresponding increase in the amount of goods and services which the money will buy, there will be too much money chasing few goods, just as we have said, and that will cause increase in price and the value of money will fall. And when the value of money falls, election, because we have few services, we don't have a corresponding uh, we don't have a corresponding goods for the money. The goods are so few, why so much money is chasing it. So that is when we have what we call inflation. So trade by barter. We have been talking about barter system. Barter system. Barter is the direct trading of goods and services between people. It's the art of trading goods and services with people for other goods and services. You are with shoe and you want umbrella. You now start looking for a way to measure it. How many umbrella will equate my shoe? So it's a means of exchanging goods with people, you know, people that need the one you are having. So that's barter system. So we have types of money. We have two types of money: commodity money and fiat money. Commodity money is an item used as money, but equally has value. For it, it equally has value. It's an item, probably particular object, and is generally accepted. Money has to be generally accepted. It's generally accepted, but it has value, from whatsoever. And it's used as something other than money. It could be then cowries. They use cowries, they know how they use it then. So it's stood for them as money because they generally accepted it. So we have a fiat money. This one is the commodity declared by the government to be a legal tender of a country, just like we have Nigerian currency now. Is a legal tender, the government declares it, said it, and that makes among themselves an item why this one is declared by the government. So we have demand for money. We have demand for money. This is the total amount of money that everybody wishes to hold for all purposes. At all time, you need to hold money for a particular thing or the other. It is the demand to hold money for investment in stocks, bonds, and shares and all that. Demand for money. The purpose why we need to hold money, that's demand for money. It is being affected by factors. There are some factors, that affect it, like level of income. Your level of income determines the demand of money. You won't hold what you don't have. So interest rate still comes in. Inflation is there. Future uncertainty is there. What you are expecting in the future is there. And then we have three motives for holding money. We have some motives. You don't just spend money without having any motive. We have some motive. We have precautionary motive. We have transactionary motive. We have speculative motive. When we talk about precautionary motive, under this motive, people hold money against uncertain expenses. Probably you are moving on the way, your car, it's not, we are not saying, get spoiled. So the person, as someone that is moving on a highway, the person must have some unforeseen, unexpected expenses, so that when such a thing happens, the person should, use the money to pay the taking precaution in case if this thing happens. I will use this money to do it. In case if this happens, I'll use this money. That's precaution. That is the motive for holding money. And the second motive for holding money is transactionary motive. This motive arises from the fact that transaction involves an exchange of money. An income increases transaction, demand for money also increases. As income increases, transaction demand for money also increases. We make transactions with money. Money is involved. So that's another motive why we hold money. So that when it comes to transactions, we'll be able to make our transactions. So we have a speculation. Speculation. This is when money is held for interest earning assets. Because of the expectation that the prices of those assets may change. And under this speculative motive, money hold here is basically dependent on interest rate. It basically depends on the interest rate, because the holder under this motive is looking at the future, the interest rate, the interest earning of that asset, and has already speculated that in future the price will rise or the price will whatever, depending. to acquire or sell bonds as a result of increase in price. It all depends on the interest rate. Interest rate determines what should be done. So we go to money supply. When we talk about money supply, this is a stock of hard currency and other liquid instruments circulating in a country's economy at a particular time. Supply of money, the stock of hard currency or the liquid instruments circulating at that moment. It includes cash, coins, balances held in checking and savings accounts. It's talking about the money at hand, the money supply at hand. We have two main definitions of money supply. We have the M1 and we have the M2. When we talk about the M1, we are talking about the money that is directly used. It's directly used for everyday transactions. Everyday transactions. When we talk about M1, we're talking about the money that we directly use in our everyday transaction, fueling our car, our feeding money. These are M1 classification. It equally includes currency held outside bank. We use direct. We have M2. When we talk about M2, we are talking about a broad definition of money supply. It is made up of M1 plus 7 deposits. M1 plus 7 deposits. So we are talking about the two main definition of money. The one we use everyday transaction M1. The one we use everyday transaction plus our savings deposit. The one we have in the bank. We have factors affecting money supply. The extent of deficit finance borrows, you know, the government borrows, they borrows. And when they are financing the deficit, it affects money supply in the money supply in the circulation, in the economy. Interest rates keep could be discouraged to invest, but will be encouraged to save more. Thereby money supply country. People will be happy on it's low. It brings down money supply. When people don't really make money outside, it doesn't encourage them to continue. So what is high, people are making money. You see that money supply will increase and people will be encouraged to go in. It's a factor that affects the supply of money in the circulation, in the system, in the economy. You know, sell and purchase of security by the central bank. When the central bank purchases securities from the public, money supply positively, it affects money supply positively. So that's that for money. We go to banks. We said money, banking, and public finance. We talk about money. Without bank, it's incomplete. Banks facilitate the use of money for transactions in the economy. Because people and firms, they use bank accounts when selling or buying. You have to use bank accounts to sell, make your sales, your selling and buying of goods and services. We use bank accounts to pay workers. We use bank accounts to save our money, even to receive loans from bank. Financial market operates between savers who supply financial capital and borrowers who demand loans. Bank stands as an intermediary, when it comes to financial market or capital market. They will not be able to have borrowing. So it's only when we have banks, they are the ones that between the person saving or the company saving and the receiving company or person. And we have categories of financial institutions. We have commercial banks, we have investment banks, we have insurance companies, brokerages, central bank, which is up the government in their house. Have investment banks to help businesses to sell debt, to investors. You have insurance companies, they're the ones that take insurance for cars, accidents, fire, illness, and all that. Have brokerages, they are the ones in charge of our shares, they stand as an intermediary between buyers and sellers of to facilitate securities transactions. They receive the reward of commission. That's brokerage. So we have non-banking financial institutions, just as we have banking financial institutions. These are institutions that does not have license to operate as a full bank. E.g., like we have a risk pooling payday, lending, and so many of them check cashing. They operate entirely online. They offer online services, such as ability to view accounts and settle bills online. Online. They doesn't have license to operate as a full bank. We have a mutual bank, they are owned by members. Don't have you have savings and loan houses. They are into lending. Into lending. So these are the non-banking systems we have. So we have money and capital markets. When we talk about financial markets, it's where people lend and borrow money to fulfill various needs. It acts as a link between the investors or the lenders and borrowers, or equally the lenders. It is a place where people can get short-term loans or funds, or even long-term funds for working, for working capitals and fixed capital requirements. It's where people borrow money and capital market. That's where people go in to borrow money. Money market, specifically now, is the market where short-term funds are provided to fulfill the needs of the investors and borrowers. Short-term loans, short-term funds, they are being provided under money market. Short-term loans. Please, just a minute. Yeah, alright, I'm back. So, just as I said before, money market the short-term funds it deals with is mainly up to a year. It doesn't last much. It's short-term. It's a market for credit instruments, such as promissory notes, bill of exchange, commercial papers, and all that. But if for short-term purposes, it doesn't last longer than 1 year in most cases. When we come to capital market, capital market is where long-term and medium-term funds are provided, to fulfill capital requirements needs of the enterprises. So we have under this capital market, financial assets traded there. They have long-term periods. Like people can borrow, and they will go out and make their investment, and it will last years, number of years. So you can see that bank is very important. Without bank, all the borrowing, all the savings, all the investment, it won't really work out well. So these are factors or components or concepts that goes hand in hand. When you talk about money, bank must come in, because without bank, money will be difficult to handle. Without bank, investment will be difficult to make. So bank serve as a mediator when we talk about money and people. So we go to elements of public finance. Elements of public finance. Public finance is a branch of economics which studies how government revenues are raised and spent to the benefit of the people. Public finance is just interested in how government receives income. How do they spend it, feed from it? The scarce resources that government receives, how do they allocate it to people? Really, finance is looking at, you know, studying the collect. How do they spend it? Not just spending it to the benefit of the people. The objective of this public finance is to appraise the possible effect of government tax and expenditure on the economic condition of the people, corporations and institutions, looking at the standard of living, what are they really benefiting from all the money that are being collected. That's what public finance is all about. So we come to fiscal policy. Public spend is used to checkmate the spending and taxing to increase or decrease aggregate demand, and is a means whereby the government uses her expenditure and revenue programs to accomplish of using and revenue programs when they and the components of fiscal policy. The two basic components of fiscal policy are government spending and tax rates. It varies in response to changing economic indicators. When the economy shows down, that is when it slows down, rise in unemployment, the government tries to stimulate economic activity by increasing spending, cutting taxes, or by doing both. They do the both. Mm. This way, using their spending and tax, using it to accomplish certain objectives in an economy and really going on, which definitely leads to unemployment. To stimulate the economic activities by increasing spending. When they spend, they bring in, put in money. They will cut taxes, they will reduce collecting tax from people. At times they do the both to salvage Okay. I don't know what is happening to the internet. I think we are talking on we are on budget. We are looking at budget. Budget is just all about future prediction. You know, it predicts the future activities. It's used to predict future activities. Is an instrument measure and what did we achieve with it. So this year, comparison is being made. There's room for compare. So when you make comparisons, you find out the measure. Comparison is the measuring tool. Then use it to measure and know if the budget was deficit the other year, the previous year, the 2 years ago or 3 years or thereabout. So we have types of budget. We have three types of budget. We have deficit budget, we have surplus budget, we have balanced budget. So we talk about deficit budget. That's revenue. It occurs when a country is in the period of recession. The recession we talked about here under policy. So that's when it happens. It leads to low tax. You find out that we said that they will cut tax for them to salvage recession. So when there will be low tax, revenue, it will drop. The tax will drop. People will not be paying much tax again. In fact, some people will even won't pay again because there is no money. Find out that some people are unemployed. So in like when people are working, they're working and people are paying tax, government is collecting tax, and they're making money. So under deficit budget, when a government says to have deficit budget, is when the expenditure is greater than our income. The government expenditure is greater than our income. So we have surplus budget. Under surplus budget, this is where revenue are greater than government expenditure. When they make more income than what they spend. It takes place when the rate of employment is high. Both companies and individuals earn more. And this leads to high tax revenue and brings about economic growth. And it only happens when the government income supersedes her expenditure. And it's only when the rate of employment is high, people are working, people are being paid. So governments they are getting their tax without any problem, both from individuals and companies. So we find out that have a budget. Balanced budget is when the two equate, when the expenditure is equals to income. They receive 1 million, they spend 1 million. That's balanced budget. They don't have any loss, they don't have any gain. They are just at that zero level. Nothing is remaining, no profit, no loss. They are just at that level. So we go to taxation. Taxation It's a compulsory levy made by firms and individuals to the government for government, economic, and social services. It's a compulsory levy. Companies pay tax, individuals pay tax. It's a very vital tool of income revenue generation to the government. Government use it to generate funds. So, and definitely everybody is expected to pay. So when people don't pay, when government cut it during recession, it affects the government negatively because it's a very powerful tool they use in making income, they use in generating funds from the public. And when they generate the fund, is used for social services. So we have principles of taxation, equality. Tax imposed must be in accordance with the taxpayer's ability to pay. You don't impose the tax on someone more than the person's income. There's a way it's being worked out. Has to be equality. If someone is earning 100,000 and the other one is earning 200,000, they won't pay the same tax rate. The rate to pay, when to pay, and time of payment. Equally there to pay. There should be certainty. People should know the amount they are to pay. Well, you should know when you are to pay. You should it should be deducted at the source. But if you say they should take their money and go, I'm coming tomorrow to collect my tax, it is not convenient. Just take it at the source. That's what we do, government workers. Take it at the source, and that's just it. So it has to be simple, it has to be simple. It doesn't need to be ambiguous. It has to be simple. People should understand. You know, it should be able, system of tax should be able to adopt. It must be like this. No, it has to tax should equal. Don't just keep it. It must be at this rate. It must be at that. No, it should be like to change it. People need to be productive, expected to yield high revenue to the government, but it must not it has to be productive. Destroy the source. It has to be equity. They have to fairly, with no one being made to bear greater tax burden than is absolutely necessary. You don't need to bear high burden when they are not supposed to be, when they are not supposed to. Eh? So that type of operation. We have two types. We have direct types, we have income tax. the taxpayer, just like salary earners, can also be shifted from person to the other order. Personal income tax, company income tax from the source is collected directly. It goes